Hello, everyone. The pandemic has actually overwhelmed mankind. It has united the whole world in difficult situations. We are all together in this storm. Each one of us, each one of our countries is trying their level best to find solutions, to find ways to combat the pandemic and what to do after that. In spite of the fact that we are all united in this storm, we're still very different from each other. The country that we belong to, the decisions that are taken by the heads or the people at the helm of the country make a lot of effect on what happens to the people. What do they go through? What are their difficulties? Somewhere there are a lot of people dying. Somewhere medical facilities are not proper. People are hungry. People are dying. And it's a very difficult task for the person who's at the helm, but yet he or she is carrying the nation on his shoulders, his or her shoulders. Further than that, we have another destiny to follow, our own individual destinies. In this storm, we have our own individual storms. Someone of us is hungry. Someone does not know from where they're going to pay the next bill. Someone does not have a job. Someone has no health. Somebody has just died due to the pandemic. Someone is afraid. Someone is bound by the religion of faith. Someone is absolutely lonely and afraid, being locked down at home, is tired, is in deep misery, can get into depression. Everybody knows that there is so much uncertainty about everything that it has created a lot of panic and a lot of difficulties in all our lives. We never know when essential commodities may not be available or whether we would have the money to buy them. Things are quite difficult. Yet, in our own ways, we are trying to help ourselves in this situation. It's like as if to say we are inhaling, pausing, and exhaling. We are at that situation of the pause between two breaths, one inhaling and one exhaling. And this pause seems to be very long and it seems to be unending. There are so many people who are actually living in difficult relationships or abusive relationships and do not know what to do. They do not know how to look after the little kids. And look at the kids, they're all bound up at home, not knowing at all what's happening and what care to be taken and what should not be done. They really are going through difficult situations. In spite of all this, in spite of all this, man, even though he is fragile, is very resilient. All of us have resilience in us, and we all know how we can grow above the situation. We all know that the sun rises every day and sets every day. So there is a day and there is a night. There is an intake of breath as well as an exhalation of the breath. Spring comes, autumn comes, winter comes, summer comes. The world lives in opposites. So during these difficult times, in spite of our own personal destinies, we can rise above it. We can do something for ourselves and in general for everybody around us. Help in whatever way we can. Keep ourselves cheerful. Be out of that misery and depression. Help anyone else who may be in the same. Play with the kids, enjoy, and bring joy so that each day no longer becomes heavy and uncertainties bring at least some certainties. All those who have other ailments, other illnesses, and may have to go to the hospitals, is it easy for them to go? What do their families go through? What happens? Simple admissions are no longer easy. Nothing is easy. To reach is not easy. Transportations are not available. Medical facilities are overwhelmed. Doctors, nurses, care people, sanitation people are all overwhelmed. Look at the police. Look at all the frontliners. They have been going beyond their capacities. And yet we have people who are abusive towards them. Is that right? Should we not be all cheering all the frontliners? Aren't they human beings? Don't they have families? Don't their families go through all the worries that any human being will go through if they have to go and face the situations? And look at the little children. They can't understand why they're bound at home, why they can't go and play down anywhere outside in the open. They don't understand what's happening to them. Can we bring them cheer? Can we help them to find new ideas so that they remain cheerful and happy and healthy? After all, they are the future citizens of the world. What kind of a world are we bringing them into? We can at least give them cheer. And what about the people who are miserable because they're alone, or the old, or the people stuck somewhere out of their own homes and stuck for many, many days together? So many stories of foreigners, your own nationalities, stuck in places which are not their homes. And how can they afford to live for so long in lockdowns in other places? When you look at all this, I think a gratitude towards whatever you have, whatever is possible that you have, is important. To understand that the first and foremost thing that you are breathing, and your breathing is you're alive. Gratitude towards life, gratitude towards whatever you have, in whatever means you are surviving. You are a survivor, and you are resilient. You are a warrior for yourself. You are the future of this world. This pandemic is a test, and we have to go through the storm, eye of the storm, to come out clean. It is not just going to go off so easily. People talk about only till when the vaccine is found. God knows what is the reality. So we have to come to terms and do all that is required: social distancing, sanitization, hygiene, care of our health, exercise, eat good nutritive food, and have empathy towards the others for whatever they may have or not have. I think in our hearts we can unite with everyone all over the world. We can feel what each one is feeling, and we can always send vibes and good wishes to everyone, everywhere. May God give us strength, the Almighty give us strength to see us through these times. Thank you. Stay safe and stay joyful.